Hi, everybody. Thank you again for visiting my channel. I know I've been away for about 45 days. It's been a while. I've been very busy. I still am busy doing a lot of reading, catching up on some information that I need to retain. And I'm going to be spending a lot of my time doing that. But I'd like to thank you guys for being here today. I've got this computer set up exactly the way I wanted to, and that took some time and little finagling here with the computer, but I managed to do this, and this is actually the way I want to present myself going forward. I'll tweak it. I'll make it a little better. So last thing I believe was that a few Q&As that I wanted to have you guys us go through, and we have. I did get a few questions maybe a week before I started thinking of making this video, and it's been interesting. First of all, I'd like to say that I like the work that you're doing with children. Very important. Also, there's a possibility of having a trip soon, and when the time is right, I hope that I can do that. And I'm really just not promising, but I'm thinking about it. Very important that we do that. I think so. It's gonna be great. Let's see. So answering lots of questions, and each one of you is just going to know that I'm referring to you. So the most important one, the first one will be um, monetary issue, and we're talking about $500 trillion as a budget cap or a limit to how much of a budget you can achieve. Um, the next question is, the couple of things I wrote down here just so I can remember as I went through my week. And I'm going to post links to the angelic realm. There's an angelic piece of information that needs to go out. So that's a link to a website. And there will be a second link to for Pleiadean teaching that I'm going to fill in a lot of the blanks of the things that I say because I'm also watching videos on YouTube and I'm training myself with the gap of information that I know, right? That's important. And I want you to know that as well. I think that's just a very quick video I want to post for you guys. Really happy about my new setup actually that I'm testing out with you guys as we go. I did a few tests myself earlier, but I am testing this out for myself today. I'm back. So this first video after I've been back, it's you know, gotta get all the jitters and all that stuff out before I put out some content. And I will be busy because even though I had some important work things that I took care of in the last 45 days, I am then continuing on to another personal thing I want to take care of before I can calmly put together a few words, link a few videos, mostly, and I have plans for that kind of project for each and every one of us. Can can no visit, you can go. It's not a problem. Then the logistics. of taking care of other things that I could do also at the same time. I would have to not do one thing to do another, and I can't do them both simultaneously at the same time. I have to dedicate some time um, to my brother. I have to visit my brother, and then that's just gonna interfere with um, any other plans that I could think of. So it's not impossible, but it could be I could be there and participating, but then my mind would be somewhere else. I wouldn't be involved in the whole thing because I have a lot of things going on planned already. So it's not impossible, but how likely could it be? Then, that's another matter for another video sometime. So that's that. Let's see. The chakra energy. Chakra energy. Um, it's important. You have to work at every chakra. Every chakra spins like a spiral. And even though I'm standing here now and I'm thinking chakra, I immediately get an image in my head of seeing the chakras as they spin. I know that they show up in videos or they show up in books or images where you see these things as certain shapes, certain uh, you know, triangles and tetrahedron and certain other little things, right? That's all factual and accurate, but you can just say that it's an energy expressed in a shape so that it can be made manifest in a physical world, physicality, the way that we are now. So you would have to concentrate on that shape, and then you can then go through the process of feeling that chakra. All right. So right now, the chakra is um, the sacral chakra. It's the one that I usually work with most. Sacral chakra, and my definition of it came on its own because I connected to my energy and my chakra. There's enough of reading that you can do for yourself and figuring it out, but you're not getting a very you might be getting a very specific energy. You know how there's a description for you to say how a color would make you feel. So people see blood in a color, some in red, for example. You might see fight. You might see passion, energy, desire. A willing to live, right? Or you could see the red cross, where it could be something that means help, assistance, etc. But that's just a definition of the color red. What you want to do is you want to connect to your own chakra and be mindful of what that means to you. So this is my definition of what the sacred chakra means to me. And it means willful action. You want to do, you have a will to do something. Not courage, will, right? And it could probably mean courage too. It probably means you willing to do something that no one else would want to do. You're very courageous um, to go hunting in Africa, but anybody can do it, but they don't have that strong of a will to have courage enough to do that. So, a bit of courage in it. Right. So the next one after that is the next struggle is brain one. Or my bad. So you can connect with that chakra as well. It's solar effect. Yeah, it is. Right. The solar effect is chakra. So that one, for a second. What do you feel right now? Clearing it more about what definition I can remember about that chakra, but we're going off of energy, and I'm trying also not to put my energy over your energy. Just trying to read what I can from you at this moment. So it's not spinning fast enough. I wonder if you're getting enough movement, but not exercise. Are you moving? Are you doing chores around the house? Oh, that's probably not enough. Not, not nearly enough just to have energy, take vitamins and minerals. Not enough. So put for activity or what I can think of. Um, and maybe not even stores at your place. You could probably visit somebody and help them around the house, family member or friend. And I'm kind of thinking about having things move around where I have them placed, but see what you can do about that. Maybe reorganizing a certain place in your home, having energy move around, um, okay, maybe rearrange your TV or your couch or anything in your home. What I like to do is I like to place crystals around here because they do have an energy that pulls towards you. The thing about that kind of energy is very interesting is that it allows you to feel a certain way with it around. And even though I don't clean them as much as I should, it really does still amplify a lot. And when they're just not around, you can immediately feel this missing part of the stability, right? That crisp and freshness of your environment. It's like you're clearing your aura and your energy, and you're just so much better with them than without. Uh, let's see. When that clearing was done and all that energy did take place, it was a ripple effect. And I remember in around that time feeling goosebumps all over my body. Felt goosebumps. And that felt very good. It felt like I was connecting to something, and that something was, I wasn't fighting it, I was just letting it permeate through my body. So it was an energy that was outside of this universe. We pulled in this positive feeling, and it's like a really bad example that I'm about to give you. Uh, Suppose that you need a flu shot, and obviously after you take the flu shot, you don't feel too well, but then eventually you start to feel better. And let's just imagine for a moment, hypothetical, that this is good for you and that it's gonna make you better. So when I feel that ripple in that wave, I feel goosebumps all around my body. and the energy was very intense. And when I receive energy like this, I don't push it away. I let it go through me like a wave, and I just breathe it in, and you decode it. You let your unbiased self decode this message, and it can be a message about hate or inequality or a group of positive energy that's being directed towards you, and a group of maybe negative thoughts and ideas from around where you are that's also directed at you. One of the things that I struggled when I was a kid was how you can pick up on every little single thing that happened around you. And I'm working on something personally, and I'll maybe talk about it later. Don't worry. I'll write it down so I won't forget. But fasting, and obviously we'll just keep answering as we go. As I was saying, the wave, the goosebumps, the energy, that was, I felt in my body. hmm it was there, and I accepted that, and then it just left. So it would hover around you like a cloud. It'll hover around you. It'll be like a cloud, and you'll let that coating go into your body and heal you. It wasn't bad, but it felt very, very, very different. It's like if you were to walk into a, you know, into a, I don't know, garden, or you were to go into a greenhouse. You feel different when you're there because the plants and the certain ecosystem, that you're in, and you feel different, and you could tell that there's difference when you came out, right? I think I'm over explaining it, but you know what I mean. So that was great, and I started thinking about a sunset, right? Darkish bluish hue, and the sun is setting, and you look further out, there's this uh, green field of grass that's silver, silvery green as the sun is setting, and it's just right, you know. And it looks great. It's all feels like a football field where you can see that. That's the first thing that I saw visually with my third eye, and it was rewarding. I've had experiences like this before, and it's open space. I mean, you feel like you can fly, right? You feel free, liberated. You don't feel grounded to earth there at that moment. I know how that feels. Um, I've had experiences like that before, which is great. Just to change gears a little here. So we're physical bodies, but our souls are highly advanced souls in physical bodies, right? So imagine yourself in, I don't know why that does. Imagine yourself in this avatar body and how the planet Earth was receiving this surge of energy, but you know that your soul is really old, it's not new, but you're on a mission on Earth because God is love, the God is to serve others, right? Service to others. And you felt that wave, and that wave had to come to you, and you had to accept it as a human being in this body. You had to. Um, it had to be part of you. It had to belong, right? And I can feel that energy right now, and it's good. It's just I'm just answering a Q&A, not a big deal, but it goes to everyone that's listening because this is important. let's see, the body has a limitation. It's limited. It has a expiration date. It can only do certain things for now that it can't do going forward. And then this goes into a lot of exopolitics, which humans aren't there yet. So what I can see when I think about this is that I'm aware, like this is a very primitive avatar that I'm in. I'm conscious of that now, recently, conscious, even more conscious than before that I'm in an avatar. So you'll be able to function through your soul that sits at the seat of your heart from that place. So you'll be who you truly are, and then just not Francis or whoever's listening understand what I mean. Um, the age of the soul is important because that knowledge you take with you, you bring it here. You're in a thick mud of humanity in its primitive essence, and all you're saying is, I'm going to plant a seed so that it can grow, and then I'm going to come back another incarnation. I'm going to check in on that seed. Then I'm going to come back 10 years later, 100 years later, 1,000 years later, and check in on the progress and the evolution of humanity as we go and go and go. So how many 25,000-year cycles have passed since the Anunnaki came to Earth? Rough estimate a few years ago, and I want to say, um, okay, 40, 25,000-year cycle. And not every cycle is a jump. Not every cycle is a trampoline for you to go to the next level of awareness. And you might sit at a certain level if you haven't learned, haven't picked up on that, because you usually go as a group. We're all going together. You're going to meet the people in your life that you're meant to meet, regardless what happens. That's a fact. And usually, um, you are presented with 5 or 6 tasks that you must complete, so to speak, and your spirit guides will push you for you to go in a certain direction and do a certain thing that you're meant to be doing so that you can um, grow at a soul level. I'm going to be talking a lot about that in the future. I'm going to be talking about a lot of that in the future. I made a promise, and in a way, you would think that I could promise anything. I said I wouldn't really be talking about that subject too much. But the subject is regarding the angel and how the angelic realm has to do a lot with the physical realm. It just doesn't feel right to talk about it. And, you know, I'm letting a group of individuals um, kind of pay them respect because I don't want to go there with the information. Um, so think about Sir Isaac Newton. I want to give them time I think they need for them to the problem that they have. When it comes to animals, first, but a dog would also allow me to go out and, you know, take him for a walk. It would force me to get out of the house. There's different ways to get the body in movement and things like that. The ocean, yeah, I like the ocean. I don't think I'd go in the water. Um, I think I'm gonna need a little courage for that. But going in, uh, there's a little, you know, childhood trauma behind the splashing into water like that. So yeah, I mean, it's doable. What can I say next? I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. It wasn't meant to be any more than just 10 minutes because I got a lot of reading to do, a lot of catching up with a whole bunch of other stuff. Um, but yeah, been great talking to you guys. Um, keep keep asking, keep asking questions, keep focusing and meditating. Uh, keep doing that. And just let the energy in. Let the programming of your childhood and everything else leave you when you can. Ask yourself, doing weird things, that you wonder why you're doing that. Then life should just get a little better. Then the energy that we have, it bounces off each other, and we can heal each other too. That's important. Above all, um, I love my galactic family. I think you guys are great, and I wish you the best. Have a good one, guys.